Hey everybody, welcome to our Monday night call. I am Rochelle Osborne. For those of you that are new and don't know me, I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, and I am super excited to share with you just some things about our mindset, some personal stories, and just some good nuggets for you that hopefully are going to help you along your journey. Okay, so diving right in. So you guys know, maybe you've heard, maybe you haven't, but this business is all about 80% mindset and 20% toolbox. If we do not focus on what is in between our ears, we are going to have a harder time in being successful in this business. I will sometimes look at different people on my team or even myself. I analyze things and I see so many different things. Okay, so show of hands for who's on here right now. Who has ever thought to themselves, I don't have time for this. I am not a good salesman. Raise your hand, yes. Nobody is ever gonna want to buy these products from me. They're too expensive. I'm not getting any joins. I just keep getting a bunch of no's. Okay, so those things that you are telling yourself, if you say those things, are negative, okay? Something that I learned in the beginning of my business journey is I was saying negative things to myself. Negative things that I didn't even know were negative. I didn't even know they were negative. These are two of the big things that I told myself in the beginning. I don't have time for this, and I'm not a good leader. These are, first of all, life and death are in the power of the tongue. We should not be speaking these negative things over ourselves, okay? Second of all, maybe we don't realize we're saying these things, right? So this is where you can have a trusted friend or a spouse or your upline that can bring it to your attention. Thankfully, my upline, Fallon, did bring it to my attention. And I was at first I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even realize that I'm saying this stuff. So then I started paying attention. And literally, I was saying, I don't have time for this all the time. Like, to everything and everybody. To my kids mainly. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for you to be spilling milk on the floor. I don't have time for you to be getting Cheerio crumbs all over the place. I do not have time for you to be peeing in your pants. You know, just things like this, just all the time, little things. But if anybody has read Switch on Your Brain, you all know that it says in that book, and I love this, she says, if you knew the power of a negative thought, you would never have another negative thought again. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all the scientific things about how the neurotransmitters work in our brain and how the pathways work in our brain. Definitely look that book up, get the audio, listen to it. Lots of good things in there, but it is so true. Negativity will breed negativity. You have think of it like a tree. So you have your tree, you think a negative thought. Then another negative thought comes off this branch, then this branch, then this leaf, then this leaf. Next thing you know, you got a whole tree of negativity in your brain. It's not good. You got to stop telling yourself the negative things. It's called Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf. It is very important, okay? You know, we have a choice, you guys. We have a choice every day in multiple things, but right now we're talking about mindset, right? So we have a choice to choose joy every day. We have a choice. We can choose to sit in our negativity, or we can choose to turn things around. So where I'm at in my business now from when I first started is now, so I'm over here at this level where I don't realize that what I'm saying to myself is negative. Now I'm at a new level in my business where I am completely aware of that was a negative statement. So I'm going to give some tips here in a little bit of what we can do to get over these little mindset humps. But I'll share with you in a little bit what some of the things that I have done. Okay. So our attitudes, we need to have the right attitude, you guys. We cannot have an attitude of, oh, I'm never going to get to gold, much less diamond, you know. I'm never going to be in Hawaii. How about you turn it around and say, I cannot wait to get to Hawaii. I cannot wait to get to gold. Better yet, ask yourself some questions. How am I going to get to gold? Because then your brain is going to go along with figuring out. It's like Google's going to go on in there. And it's going to figure out how you're going to be able to do this. Okay, so I have some practical tips of what you should do every day, how you can get over negative mindsets, but I do want to share some other things. And I have got a whole, like, just a ton of notes here, you guys. So I'm just going to look down every now and again and make sure that I am not forgetting anything, okay? So listen to this with mindset too, by the way, okay? I had this written down. So we have to work on our mindset. Sometimes it's hard. You guys, some personal things about myself. We have 7 kids and we homeschool. I don't think some people really realize what that even means, but let me tell you, 7 kids, 7, that's a lot of kids that are constantly calling your name. They're at home. They're not going to school. They're in your house. They're in your face. Bless the little children. They're in your face all day long. You don't have a break. You can't go to the bathroom by yourself. You're just with kids all day long. You're cleaning up messes. You're doing laundry. You're doing all the things, okay? And then we add plexus into it. Then we're doing plexus, okay? A couple things that have happened to me recently is big things, you guys, big things that I have had to work on in my mindset. So this is part of the reason why I wanted to do this call, because I know that as a jewel, if I am having mindset issues, surely other people are too. And I just hope that this adds value to you, okay? So I have had 2 recent miscarriages that were not easy, you guys, and I'm going to try not to cry, but they weren't easy, okay? We just found out we're moving to a whole nother state. Now, moving is not, it is not new to me. We have been in the military for 20 years, so I have moved a lot of times. I have dealt with a lot of things. I have dealt with a lot of deployments, a lot of missed anniversaries and missed birthdays and missed first steps and missed first birthdays and second birthdays and lots of birthdays and lots of things, lots of just everyday things. But I think that part of all of that is where you get your strength from. The strength comes from the struggles sometimes. So, you know, these miscarriages, this moving, we can sit here. I can sit here and I can focus on how I lost 2 babies, or I can focus on how I don't want to move to Maryland and I want to be in North Carolina. We just bought this house. We love our yard. We don't want to leave our friends. We had 3 babies in this house, inside of this house, home birthing. Like, I don't want to do this. So I have really had to work on my own personal mindset. And let me tell you something, you guys, the preachers that are up there preaching in your churches on Sunday mornings, they're not perfect. They got to work on their own mindsets too, but they're still preaching and they're still helping. Okay. So why is it that I can do this business and I have all these things and I'm still getting my action stack done every day and I'm not wallowing in my self-misery, and the other person down the way that this is not anybody in particular, this is just an example. I can do this with 7 kids and homeschooling, and the next person, they can't do it and they only got 1 kid and he's 27. I mean, you know, like it's all comes down to mindset. It all comes down to mindset. You have to feed your mind good things. You have to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cry, you guys, tonight, but sometimes I just get emotional over here, okay? So sometimes you need friction for traction, okay? To gain some momentum. So sometimes you are going to have some pain involved in that, right? Like, I don't know, just working out, like disciplining your kids, childbirth. I mean, you're going to have some pain, but afterwards you have a sweet little baby to hold. You're working out. It doesn't feel good. You're doing burpees. I don't like burpees. That was a negative statement, but I don't like them. You know, like, when you tell yourself those negative things, so no more saying you don't like burpees. I love burpees. They're my favorite. Okay, so you have to focus on the positives and what is going to come out of it. So it's not that, like, people, when they hear about pain or they think about pain, it's natural to feel like, well, I don't want to have that pain. When I was pregnant with my first child, I had no idea what it was going to feel like. All I knew was that I watched all these movies at different times over the years, and everybody's always screaming in the delivery room, and it's awful and it's terrible, and I don't want to have that kind of pain. You know, who does? Nobody wants to purposefully put themselves in pain, right? We actually try to avoid pain. You have doctors that are managing pain. They don't want you to be in pain, but pain is where we learn. Pain is where we grow, and it is needed, and we grow in those valleys, okay? It's the refiner's fire. He's refining us. It's painful to be in the fire sometimes, but he is refining us, okay? So we're not going to be trying to cause pain. Like, we don't want to be purposely going out trying to cause ourselves pain, but we don't want to run away from the pain either, and we don't want to fear it. Fear is another whole thing that we could spend all night talking about, but we're not going to. Fear is something that is normal, like I talked about in childbirth. It's another just whole subject, like I said, that we just do not have time to get into, but fear is a liar, but it is a real thing. It's a real thing, and people have fear all the time, and I have fear, and your pastor has fear. Everybody is going to have fear at times, but it's a matter of, what are you doing with that fear? Same thing with the negativity. What are you doing with that negativity? Are you wallowing in it? Are you staying down there in that negativity? You are going to have peaks and valleys in this business, okay? So this call is not just about our businesses, but it is. It's about our businesses. It's about our lives. You're going to have peaks and you're going to have valleys, and it is all about your journey. Just enjoy the journey, you guys. God has a purpose and a plan for your life. We sit here and we get ourselves all concerned about all these things and worried about all these things. Give it to God. I'm not saying just be like, okay, God, you got my business. I'm just going to sit over here and drink my lemonade. No, you still have work to do. You still have things to do, but you give your business to God, and don't stress. We're not meant to be stressed all the time. We're too blessed to be stressed, you guys. And we are too anointed to be disappointed. Some of these things, you just got to keep them at the forefront of your mind, because you're going to have hard days. You're going to have people telling you no. You're going to be in the pit sometimes. You're going to be in the pit. I heard this a long time ago at a homeschooling thing that I went to in Georgia. And the lady says, you know what? Sometimes, you guys, we're going to be in the pit. But we don't fall in the pit and stay in the pit. We don't hang up pictures in the pit. We don't get our furniture in the pit. We don't get the lights and the rugs and decorate the pit. We're going to get up and climbing up out of the pit, okay? So I had to do that recently. I had to get myself out of this pit, okay? Enjoy your journey. Your journey is your journey. Your story is going to inspire somebody somewhere along the road. I can promise you, any of you guys on this call, if whatever you're struggling with, I promise you that there is a jewel or a diamond that has been through the same thing. It's okay. Okay? It is really okay. Your journey is your journey. And listen, you guys might have plans of what you want to do. I heard this example, and it's so good. I don't remember if I've shared this on a team call or not, but I'm going to share it again. Your journey is your journey. Say that you are wanting to go on a journey with your girlfriends, and you want to go from the East Coast to the West Coast, and you're going to drive across country, and you are going to go on a journey. Okay? You cannot sit here and say, well, I'm ready to be diamond by tomorrow. I'm going to be diamond in 2 months. No, it's not going to happen like that. Yes, we're going to do all the things that we can get to do to get to diamond, but you are going to have some bumps in the road. You are going to maybe get a flat tire. You are going to have to get the tow truck out. There's going to be hard things, right? You're going to get lost. I don't know. A bear's going to come and climb on your car because they want to eat whatever you got. I don't know. You're going to have things that happen on your journey that are bad or that are hard or that you don't like. But then you're also going to have all the good things. You're going to have all the inside jokes, and you're going to have all the awesome scenery, and you're going to have all the memories, and you're going to eventually get to the West Coast, but it may not be in your timing. It might just be a little bit longer, whatever. Or maybe you do fly through there. I don't know. Everybody's story is different. So focus on your journey and enjoy it. Don't sit over here always. I have been doing this for 2 years, and I'm still sitting at gold. Guess what Sonia Dudley told us at Ruby Retreat when people say that to her? She says, oh, you've only been doing this for 2 years? Only 2 years? That's how she said it to us. That's exactly how she said it. Only 2 years? You got to change your perspective. You got to change your mindset. Okay, what kind of things are you feeding yourself? Not quitting. You guys, don't quit. Like, you started this for a reason. If God put this in your heart, I feel like I'm preaching, y'all. Does anybody else feel like they're at Plexus Church tonight? I'm just over here like on a roll, people. But don't quit. You start this business for a reason. It's put in your heart. You have this desire in your heart to help people and to bless people. And then, oh my goodness, this hard thing comes along. That's it. I'm never posting again. I just can't do this. Yes, you can. And you will be successful if you don't give up. The only difference between a silver and a diamond is time and consistency, you guys, and doing the things and not giving up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. And more importantly, if you have a team, do not give up on your team. They joined you for a reason. They need you. And just because it's hard is not a reason to give up. Okay? It's just not. So that was my soapbox about not quitting. Okay? So let me see. So these are the things that I do in my business that I have done since the beginning that have propelled me to where I'm at, that have moved my business forward. And here they are. So reaching out, following up, posting on Facebook. Those are the 3 main things that everybody needs to be doing if they want to be successful in this business. Now, we're talking about mindset. Mindset is huge, you guys. If you are struggling with mindset, you've got to get over yourself and you've got to get your mindset in check before you can be successful, honestly, because you may get to a certain level, you may be okay, but then you're going to get stuck there. Okay, so that's part of it. Personal growth, it kind of goes along with the mindset, kind of. You got to have personal growth. If you are not personally developing yourself, then you are not going to know what to do to help other people. It's like that example where they say when you're in the airplane and it's like, if the plane's going down or whatever, you put your mask on first and then you help the people around you. You have to help yourself first to know what you need to do to develop yourself as a leader before you can ever even think about developing other people as leaders. Okay, so you have to be personally developing yourself. Do not forsake the personal development, guys. It is super, super, super important. The other thing is expanding your network. You always want to be expanding your network in the beginning when people start this business, you may have a lot of influence with your warm market. Eventually that warm market is going to run out. You're going to have to keep expanding your network, keep making new friends. And the other thing that I have down is pray for your team. Pray for yourself. Pray for your team. Pray for your business. Okay. Turning your excuses into reasons. That was another thing that I had written down that I did not touch on. Turn your excuses into reasons. You have 2 people that have cancer. One person is dying and they're just down in the dumps and you just, oh my gosh, life is so horrible. And the next person, you don't even know they have cancer because it's how they perceive the world around them. It's how they are thinking about things. It's their mindset. Okay. So that's another good example. The struggle makes you stronger. The hardships make you dig deeper. A couple of verses that I keep in my mind are one that I've already said, the power of life and death are in the tongue. That's in Proverbs. Also, Romans 12:12, we just read this in our devotions today with my little ones. And so I think it's different in our versions, but this is what was written in their little devotion book because it was meant for children. And so it says, be glad for all God is planning for you. Be patient in trouble and always be prayerful. Okay? Another couple of points here, and then I have some steps for you, and then I want to share something with you that, oh my gosh, it's just going to rock your world. Okay. So, do you have basement people in your life or do you have balcony people in your life? Basement people are those people that just bring you down. They bring you down. Or do you have balcony people who are lifting you up and believing in you and helping you to be stronger? You guys, it is really important on your circle of influence, your inner circle, your inner core people. You have a lot of negative people that are in your life, to include husbands. That's hard. Moms, sisters. It will affect you. You definitely want to be talking to them, asking them more questions. You know, my girl Elizabeth Hefner just was talking about this today, and it was amazing. And I'm probably not going to be able to remember exactly how she worded it, but it was awesome, and she needs to make her own video on it. But ask your spouse or your mom or whoever that negative basement person is some questions. Well, have you looked at our compensation plan? Have you seen the gut health research? Have you seen that Christopher Pear was in retirement and was with Herbalife and is now with Plexus? Like, have you seen the research and development? Like, have you seen whatever, all the different questions? They're so important. You guys, I mean, and you may not be able to convince them, but their truth does not have to be your truth, okay? So focus on what you know, what God has put into your heart. And that's where you are going to look to your sponsor or look to, you know, your friends that are positive for you. Okay. The other verse, where is it at? Philippians 4:8. So I have to look this up because I should have it memorized by now, but I don't. So Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Philippians 4:8. Every day, you guys, every day. Philippians 4:8. Okay. So these are 6 steps that you can do to work on all of these things that I've talked about tonight with moving your business forward or your life. It doesn't have to be your business, just your life. But this is mainly focused on your business, okay? Number 1, focus on truth and on God's word. I understand not everybody may be a Christian that's listening to this video, but this is what I do, okay? Focus on truth. Focus on those verses that I shared, Romans 12:12, Philippians 4:8, Proverbs 18:21. Focus on the big picture and the future. Don't focus on the here and now that's hard. You're going to have hard times, just part of life. It's going to happen, but you focus on your future and you dream big. If you are struggling with any negative things, switch on your brain and get What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Those are 2 excellent books that you can start with. Of course, the Bible is always good too. Number 3, say those positive affirmations or affirmations, okay? Ask a question. Like I said before, how did I get to gold? How did I get to Hawaii? Your brain is going to go into how you got to these places, okay? How you reached your goals. Your brain is going to look for a solution. Number 4, accountability partners, okay? So I do want to put a plug in real fast here. Do not, if you're struggling with negativity and issues, do not go to your downline and do not go to your sidelines. Go to your upline. That's where you need to go. You need to go to your upline. Okay, your upline knows because they've been in this business. If your upline is new to this business or whatever the case may be, go to your upline's upline, but you go up. You do not vent down and you do not vent to the side, ever. You never vent to the side. Number 5, pay attention to your thoughts. Write down when you're feeling those negative things. Something that I was going to say in the beginning, and I said I was going to come back to it. So in the beginning of my business, I was at this level. I didn't realize what I was saying was negative. I didn't even have a clue that it was negative. Now I'm at this new level. I know this is negative. So what I do is I tell my cousin Fallon, or I tell my upline Fallon, or I tell my husband, and I will tell them, okay, now listen, I'm going to tell you something and it's negative and I know it, but I got to get it out. So after I've said this to you, do not let me talk about it again. We're done. Okay? Because we're solution oriented. Okay? So write down when you're feeling negative. Ask your upline. Again, do not go to sidelines, because your sidelines do not need to know when you are negative or when you're feeling negative, because then that can pull them down. And then their upline is going to have to go and try to pull them up and all these things. No, just go to your upline, okay? look for being solution oriented, okay? Don't just keep talking about it over and over and over again, because then you're dwelling on it, and then those little branches are just going off, and here you have your negative tree. Don't do it, okay? And then number 6, listen to music that will lift you up, that will motivate you, that will inspire you, that will pump you up, whatever, okay? So on that note, I'm getting ready to share my screen, and I have to, okay, you guys, music speaks to my soul, okay? And you guys are about to see some of you guys have already seen this and have already heard it, but it's going to be just a good reminder for you. This song is from Alita Allen. You guys, Alita Allen is a widow. She lost her husband, and she has 4 kids. She's a Sapphire ambassador. She is not wallowing in self-pity and self-misery and negativity. She is a believer in Jesus. She is singing every Sunday night on Facebook. She is a songwriter. She is amazing, okay? So look to her if you need some inspiration. Some things that I did when I would look to things when I felt like I couldn't do this or I felt like I couldn't go on, guess who I looked to? Jesus, first of all. Second of all, Brenda Martin, because I'm trying to figure out who has more kids than me. Brenda Martin, she has 11. Fallon Black, she doesn't have as many kids as I do, but the girl is just, I don't even know how she does what she does. She's amazing. Single mom of 5, homeschooling, and we already talked about homeschooling and how the kids are always in our faces, and she's still on these calls with all of us Jules, with all of her level 1s. She's on calls with her 3-way chats, with her 3-way calls. She's on Facebook liking and commenting on people's walls. Come on, people, like she's just like a magician over there or something. But okay, enough about all that. Let me share my screen. Look to other people. Look to other people, you guys. It will help so much. Okay, hang on one second here. Oh goodness, y'all, let me get all these chats out of the way that I already did before I started this call, and they just popped up so fast. Okay, hang on, I gotta share it to the computer. Okay, Nicole, I can see you. I'm gonna need to make sure that we can hear this, so give me a thumbs up if you can hear it through the computer. Okay, are y'all ready? Just be prepared for some amazingness.
I never dreamed when I was a senior Ruby ambassador and my husband suddenly passed away that I would be standing on this stage. Like, this is just a moment for me. You guys just have to hang with me for a minute. Your dreams are possible. Your dreams are possible. You in the very back, your dreams are possible. Don't let your circumstances define you, ever. I'm so emotional listening to Alec and Tarl share their hearts for us in this company. And when I heard that we were going to call it Legacy, this convention, I just sat down at my old out-of-tune piano in the classic Plexus outfit, yoga pants, and a dress shirt probably, so I was probably making videos at some point, and awesome earrings. And I wrote this song called Leave a Legacy. I hope you guys like it. Oh, and you can sing along. They put lyrics up here.
Generations to come, I wanna know when we get older, we did the best we could. I wanna know that we put heart generations to come. And I want to know we were believers in something bigger than ourselves. 'Cause we want to leave a legacy. There's a good movement coming to us. I can see the difference in us. It's a legacy. It's a legacy. Yeah. We are different makers. We are world changers. We are living a legacy. A legacy. Every one of you living a legacy. There's a good movement coming to us. I can see the difference in us. It's a legacy. It's a legacy. We are difference makers. We are world changers. We are living a legacy. A legacy.
You guys, if that does not give the goosebumps, I don't know what does. But I know that that song meant so much to me. You guys, you don't know where your story is going. You don't know what your story is going to do for somebody else. You don't know who you are going to inspire and impact along the way. It's like Helen McFadden told us at Ruby Retreat. You don't know what that ripple effect is going to do when you click join. I'm getting emotional again, you guys, because it's so serious. We are not here selling supplements, you guys. We are about building relationships. And this business is such a blessing in so many ways. I can't even tell you how much it's blessed my life and how much I've learned. Do not quit on yourself. We are world changers. We are difference makers. We are hope dealers. And we are changing lives, you guys. We are changing lives. God has a purpose and a plan for all of us. So you just lean on him and you do your thing. Okay? And that is all I have to say. Amen and good night.